What's going on, folks? You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole here and my homie Ray Jeezy. What's going on, Ray?
Overreactions. Week 1, everybody's tripping. If you going if you gonna do this, I'm tired of listening to people on social media. It's
Go
just one
ahead, man.
week. My goodness, I don't understand it, bro. I watched our post game too, by the way, which was dope with DH and D Mitty, and it was interesting to watch you guys. It showed though that people secretly had a lot of hope about this Commanders team. People could try to say, "Oh, it's a rebuild" or whatever, but people were so mad. I was like, "No, well, if it's a rebuild, why are you tripping? Look at the positives you keep building on it."
Okay. No, definitely. I called it rebuild, so you already knew where I was coming from. Folks will argue with me about rebuild. I was like, it's a rebuild.
Oh my goodness, dude!
I keep it a
I'm trying to
buck, man. I'm
conversate.
sorry, man. I'm on about and our guest. We're gonna introduce our guest is running a little late. Just
Of
got the text
course,
from him, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that anyway eventually.
no other way. Where's Dude's
Another
name?
way, man. He's our guest stuck in traffic though. I can imagine. Yeah, he was at the park. He was at the park, bro. Like that's a long drive from where he's driving to. So I can believe that.
Okay,
I can believe that. That I can't
he
believe.
was at the park. We'll go with that.
No, he was though.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he was though. And from there, I don't put nobody's business out, but
It's
that's a
okay.
long travel.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah, it's a long travel, bro. It's a long travel. But anyway, check out our website, which is www.urbansportsing.com. We're also on Amplifier Media. Just check us out at www.amplifiermedia.com as well. And you can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, hit that red subscribe button and like this video. I'm referring to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. Do not forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. At Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene. Like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page as well. You can also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates.
Yeah, that's my fault, brother. Sorry.
Also, check out our weekly NFL picks on the Football Garbage Time website. Just go to www.footballgarbagetime.com. It is part of the Urban Sports Scene versus Football Garbage Time Challenge. All right, it's time for let's get into our tradition. The pregame. Here's what we have on tap. Like I said, our guest is running a little late, but we're going to have Sports Journey's Washington Commanders reporter Lake Lewis Jr. on the pod to talk about the Commanders' loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll also preview the Commanders' upcoming game against the New York Giants. And then finally, later, probably approximately 9 p.m., we'll provide our NFL Week 2 picks. But let's get into it, Ray, because I talked about this ad nauseum on the other post-game show. But what were your thoughts on the Commanders? Well, let me at least for folks who don't know anyway, they should know by now. Sunday, the Commanders fell to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37-20. So what were your thoughts on that game, if you watched the game at all?
I absolutely watched the game. I watched a lot of football over the weekend, of course, and it was fun, of course, to have the NFL back. If you saw record numbers of viewership across the league, which is great. It says a lot about where the Commanders are as a franchise, and even the Buccaneers. If you remember a few seasons back, the Buccaneers couldn't even have their games televised in the Tampa area because there was not enough fan interest and games weren't selling out. So big ups to the NFL for selling out stadiums and also recording record viewership over the weekend. Now, I will say this. I was watching because I was interested in one particular thing as the game went on. Jayden Daniels, he's a rookie. We saw how Caleb kind of had his growing pains as a rookie earlier in the day. Nothing wrong with that. But Terry McLaurin, I was watching Todd Bowles' press conference, and he essentially said our plan was to take Terry out of the game plan. That was one of their focal points, was Terry McLaurin. He knew that that Terry is the best playmaker the Commanders have, and a game plan for him. And then I'm looking around the league. Of course, you see guys like Deebo Samuel on Monday Night Football. You see guys like Justin Jefferson, the best guys on the team, the best playmakers on each team. The coaches got these guys involved, and I was wondering what the deal was. And then I saw a question posed about Terry lining up 85% of the time on the left side of the offense, something that Kingsbury did with D-Hop in Arizona. And I was like, oh boy, do we have a problem? So was it more Tampa making sure that Washington's best weapon was not going to be effective against them, or is this a Kingsbury issue that maybe we're overreacting to early on?
I think it's neither, actually. I think he was open.
Mm,
Jayden didn't find him.
okay.
You look at this, there's some stuff that's out there. He's open, but Jayden didn't find him. He was open on, he missed him on the bomb. He had him beat. He missed him on the bomb. And also like he had him on a drag on a drag route. He just missed him, but he's young, so it is what it is. Like I don't, and Lake will be on to discuss it too as well. But I personally, I don't have an issue with it because I think that's like we talked about Caleb Williams. That's just being a rookie. You're gonna miss open dudes because you're going against the Todd Bowles defense, and he's bringing a lot of pressure towards you. So there's a lot to take in. So you're going to rely on what you do well, and what you can control. And you can control yourself running the football. And you saw him running a lot. He tucked it in and he ran, and you got like over 80 yards. So it wasn't like it didn't hinder the team; it helped the team. So I'm like this. If you don't trust your eyes, then I'm all for running. You know what I mean? Like you can't trust if you don't want to throw an interception and you feel like you can get that first down running the football, then run the football. Rather than you may throw it, but you may not. They may trick you, and then you may throw a pick, or you may not be accurate with the pass because you're not totally sure on it. But I want to put something out there. Eric said. He said Kingsbury has had no real success in the NFL. And this is the thing, too, in terms of what you're talking about. Even me saying that Terry was still open, I don't feel like Bowles took Terry away. I do believe that Kingsbury can make life easy for him, though. I believe that. Like, you have a valid point when you said, well, the other individuals state that the other players that you had, like D-Hop and all those individuals, like the other players in the NFL were targeted a lot. Terry could still be targeted, wide receiver screens, certain things, slants, certain things that make things easier for Terry to get the ball rather than him going down, looking for Terry down the field and trying to decipher, are they trying to trick me? Is the safety here or whatnot? He could do certain things to make life easy, especially we know with Terry McLaurin, where like if you just get the ball in his hands, he's going to break a few tackles and try to make a play. He's a tough wide receiver.
So that's why I was asking you, because I said I wonder what Wole's perspective is. We got some good comments coming in.
Mm-hmm.
George just commented. We say even with the misses to JD5, there still weren't many targets for McLaurin. Wole, your response?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he was open. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes some of them he just weren't targeted. If you look at some of the tape, he was open. Like some of the stuff he was open. It's just that again, like you're young, so I'm not mad at that. But I do to what you were talking about, Ray. There are certain things you can do to make life easy so you can get the ball to Terry. Like you can run a slant. Like why not do a slant? Like or do a shoot. You ran one wide receiver screen. Run more of them. Like you got to get your playmakers the ball. Like because he is their best receiver.
See, I'll be honest with you. The view I'm taking of the Commanders is totally objective.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fan based. Every season, Wole, I look at the offensive coordinator from Scott Turner to last year EB to now Cliff Kingsbury. Only one game. I'm not going to overreact.
Yeah.
But when I see noise about your best playmaker not getting the ball and potential reasons for it, and also Kingsbury's history, that's where I start to do a little more research. I start to listen and pay attention a little bit more. So that's what I'll be doing as the weeks go on. You play the Giants next week. A favorable matchup historically for Terry, correct? So I'm thinking that this should be a week where Kingsbury should design plays. He should make it easier, like you said, for his young quarterback to give him the ball. But I love the constructive criticism of a young Jayden Daniels. I think that's totally okay because this guy, he's going to go through weeks where he looks like a rookie. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that most fans need to accept that and accept that it's going to be a slow process at times. And you can still potentially make out good by the end of the season because he's going to have a ton of experience under his belt in one of the tougher divisions in the league. Why should you be mad? However, what I won't settle for from a analyst perspective, or even a fan perspective of football, is not devising better game plans against opposition. And I speak, again, objectively. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. That game plan to block TJ Watt was terrible. So, listen, I think it's nothing wrong with being real about, even though it's just one game, hey, this should change going forward. If this is repetitive, then yeah, you should definitely question, okay, what direction are we going? However, for Terry's sake, consistency is needed. Yeah. So Kingsbury can't just be a one-year deal. If this doesn't go well this season, you got to stick with it because Terry has so much turnover.
Well, it's not Terry. I mean, I mean, to be real with you, as much as I love Terry, it's all predicated on the quarterback. You just got whoever you got to bring who's best for the quarterback. Like if Kingsbury is best for Jayden, then it's gonna be Kingsbury. You know what I mean? That was my watcher.
No, I know.
But if he's best for Terry, then he's best for Terry. I mean for JD. So, but it's all predicated on him. Terry's used to it, man. Like as a receiver, he's used to change. I know it sucks, but it's the truth. But everything is predicated for the quarterback. This league is built on the quarterback. So it is paramount to me that Kingsbury works out for Jayden. Or if he doesn't, don't waste any time. Because for real. Because you're putting so much into this dude trying to being that guy. You need him to be successful. Like you need him to be successful.
Terry may not be here by the end of the season.
But it's not. Oh, I think Terry will be here. I think Terry's fine. He's locked in.
I said Mike.
There's other guys. Like I think we had this discussion before. I think that Terry is one of them. Like I feel like if they traded Terry, they would lose favor with the fan base. Because like this ownership is all about keeping favor too. They want to keep favor with the fan base. If you look at some of the guys they got out of here, these are guys that really, truth be told, aren't the fan base's favorites. To be real with you, like John, look at the individuals that we may like, but in terms of you look at on social media, like Jahan Dotson, look how they turned on him. Chase Young, they turned on him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like they're individuals that the people they're cleaning the house with are individuals that are not the guys of the fan, like not the guys of the fan base. They kept Jeremy Reeves because he's the captain guy. They're like, and some folks thought he would get cut. Nah, because he's the guy that is like in terms of the fan base, the fan base loves him. Terry McLaurin's the same thing. Like they do want to keep culture in terms of keeping guys that one will uplift the community and two guys who they're type of guys as well.
Good point. Mm-hmm. One other aspect that I was watching for, I said this a number of times, is that opening drive for Tampa. What is that going to look like? And Baker misses the throw. Baker misses that throw, which would have probably been a score, but still you held him to 3. So that was a difference from the previous season. However, I'm still seeing Rivera online. And I'm like, okay, we're not moving on. It's like politics when you blame your predecessor. Like I saw a meme where it said Rivera drafted like he hated this organization. And as a result, Dan Quinn is suffering through this. But again, it's one game. One game. Exactly. So we gotta at least let the first quarter of the season play out before we go there. But I know our guest has arrived. I didn't want to make this a Terry show, but again, when I look around the league, guys find a way. Stephon Diggs.
You could ask that question though.
To get your best playmaker involved, and that was the only thing that concerned me. Everything else is going to be growing pains of a rebuilding a young quarterback.
And we can definitely because you did bring that, like I'm gonna introduce him. I'm gonna introduce him anyway. Let me do that real quick, to be honest with you. Let's introduce the guy.
Let him get himself together.
Damn, I got the wrong one too. I got Lou Holder joint too.
I'm good.
You good? All right. Yeah. Here you go, Lake. There you go. What's going on, Lake, man? We got to introduce the homie. We got Lake in the building. What's going on, Lake?
What's going on, man? How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. So, Ray, let me pose that first question.
Can I respond to Dujane real quick? You see what Dujane said? Dujane says one game I believe they will improve. Nothing wrong with that, Dujane. But if you watch Dujane's show, Dujane goes hard on the Ravens, like hard. Like, how you would go so hard at Lamar and the Ravens, but you gonna take it easy on these Commanders, bro? That's all I want to know, DJ. Let me know something. But anyway,
I just want to ask him the same question you
okay, about, no doubt, Lake. So I was asking Wole about Terry McLaurin's usage. He's your best offensive weapon, probably your most experienced and your most reliable weapon. However, little production in this first game. People were saying he's being used similar in Kingsbury's system to how D-Hop was, just for one game, where he's being lined up incorrectly. Wole saying Jayden Daniels missed him. But you got to get your best guy involved. I see it around the league all the time. What's your take on that?
I agree that you have to get your best guy the ball. But I also know that the best guys get open. They find a way. And they all get double teamed. So you can't use that theory just for Terry. You know, I think Terry is a really good football player. I truly believe that. I've always said, is he a 1A receiver though? You know, I'm not sure. And that's not knocking him. It's not, you know, going at him or anything like that. But I just think when you look at the Justin Jeffersons and Jamar Chase of the world, those guys definitely are getting double teamed at times, and they're still finding ways to get open. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think they clearly have to feed Terry a little bit more, and I think Terry has to find some soft spots in the defense to get open.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, because I'm watching the game, watching. You saw Candy, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. Watching
Cam,
like some of the clips.
Too.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I said Cam too. Cam ain't gonna give me a shout late. All your big moves. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. My bad.
So watching the playback of the tapes, like Terry was open. I don't get mad. Like, to me, Terry did get open, but to me, like, a young quarterback's a young quarterback. So it's not a knock on him. Like, I was telling Ray this earlier. Like, it's not a knock when you see a Todd Bowles defense and you may not see it quick enough, you're gonna run, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, because all right, you got the bomb. Like, if he connects with a bomb with Terry, right? That's a big play, right? It's a big play. We're talking about a big play for Terry and a big play for Jayden. Everybody doesn't connect on a bomb. That's cool. That happens. That's
right.
Life. It was a drag route. It was a drag play. If Jayden stayed in the pocket, Terry was open in the middle, but he decided to go and run. Fine, that's cool. I'm not mad at that. Like, there are plays where he's open, like he gets open, but he's a young quarterback. I'm not mad at that. My issue is more not with Terry or Jayden, to be real with you. It's more on Cliff Kingsbury, because, like Ray talked about, like, you got coordinators that will still find ways to give that dude the ball, and it may be the simplest route. It could be a slant pass just to get him going. It could be it may not one bubble screen, maybe 2-3 bubble screens, just to make sure the young quarterback and the receiver get rolling. So that was my thing. It's not like, because I think both. It's not an issue. It's not a knock on either one of the two players when we talk about Terry or Jayden. To me, when you're dealing with a young quarterback, it is best to make life easier for that young quarterback. Like, you were here covering 2012. Like, look how they made life easy for Robert. That O-line wasn't the best O-line in football. You had Trent, but that O-line wasn't the best O-line in football. But look how they made the read simple for Robert. Look how they made life easy for Robert. If you do that for Jayden, I think he can have similar success. I'm just not sure they're doing that same thing with Jayden.
Well, I'll say this too. Probably wasn't the best first game for Jayden to be indoctrinated into the pros.
That's true.
Because of who they were going up against. Todd Bowles is relentless, you know, in his pursuit of quarterbacks. He blitzes from everywhere. You know, they're just an aggressive defense, and then they can go back and play a cover two, which is kind of tough for a young quarterback to figure some things out. So I just think, under the circumstances, I thought Jayden played extremely well. You know, obviously he missed some throws. We all know that, but most quarterbacks do.
Exactly.
When they're under duress, especially. But I thought the offensive line actually played pretty well, you know, under the circumstances. I do think that Cliff needs to call a better game. That wasn't a really good game plan, as far as at least what they were doing. They didn't run the football enough for my taste. That's the first thing that you should do to take pressure off a young quarterback, is establish a rhythm by running the football. And then on top of that, that'll also help your young linemen. You know, you have a new offensive line that was pretty much inexperienced as far as playing together throughout the preseason. They didn't. You had Brandon Coleman playing for the first time as a rookie left tackle. He was platooning with Cornelius Lucas, but we all know it's his job, and he'll be there Sunday, you know, entrenched. But the thing is that you got to get these guys a chance to get a lather, man. You know, put a hand on a guy in front of them, fill out the strength of that player, and kind of figure out what this guy might do. And if you go 3 and out the first drive because you ran the ball 2 times and then you didn't get the third down, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But don't come out just passing. You know, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, that was my issue. It's just make life easy, and I just felt like Eckler could have been utilized more. I thought he looked effective. B-Rob looked good.
He really did.
Yeah.
But both of them, Brian Robinson.
Yeah, they both look good.
So when they were getting their touches, it opened up things. And let's face it, if you can run the football with your 2 running backs Terry's going to eat because now people can't, lay off, him. And then on top of that, now you got this quarterback who's already put on film now that he will take off on you too.
Agreed.
So it kind of gives you a dynamic. I'm kind of in DJ's camp with this, that you can't put too much into this first game from a scheme standpoint, but you can put a lot into it from an effort and energy standpoint. That's where they failed. And Dan Quinn said that. He said he was surprised by the lack of tackling and the effort or the energy. That's what he said. So I think if you can get those two things shored up, today in practice, there was a huge emphasis in their pre-practice drills. They were, tackling. They were, it was a lot of technique stuff that you saw. It looked eerily similar to training camp all over again. Because I think that they're trying to, drive home. You got to get to the guy, and then when you get to him, you got to bring him to the ground because they didn't do that at all on Sunday.
You went to something Mike said. I want to see if you agree. He said, "I believe Kingsbury designed plays just for Jayden to make a introduction to the NFL."
No, those were off schedule plays that Jayden was taking off on. That's just called God-given ability, And I think. Again, for all the fans who are on the gloom and doom tip, I'm going to say this. Your quarterback, your rookie quarterback was your best player, which you want him to be because he's your quarterback. Yeah. And he was the second best player on the field, which best player on the field on Sunday, at least, was Baker Mayfield. He was on fire. So my thing is, if you go into every game with your centerpiece player being no worse than the second best player on the field, you have chances to win football games. It's just going to take some time from an experience standpoint.
Cam has a question for you. Like you said, are y'all worried about Jayden Daniels' amount of carries he's getting?
I mean, he's not going to run the ball 16 times all the time, but you know what? If he does, he does. It's again, when they hindered Lamar Jackson, they lost a championship game, AFC championship game because of that. Now everyone was like, why wasn't he running the football in that game against Patrick Mahomes in the AFC championship? Well, when he did, the other night, he looked like Lamar Jackson to me. He missed some throws. That's not his strength, but he just became that weapon that you would have hoped you saw in that AFC championship game. And to me, that's Jayden. Jayden's the closest thing to Lamar running the football now in the NFL. And every time he takes off, you hold your breath, not because you worry about him getting hurt. You hold your breath because you think he might take one to the house. That's a good weapon to have. And I'm sorry for all the fans that are thinking of RG3. These two players are totally different. I don't see it. I don't see the similarities outside the fact that they both can run. Robert was a straight north-south runner. Jayden got a little wiggle to him and definitely that top end speed. So if that's what God gave the guy and that's what got him to the NFL as a number 2 pick, let him be himself.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ray.
My bad.
No, go, Ray. Go.
No, I just want to say, like, what I love about him is the smile that he had on his face and the enthusiasm he plays with. I think that's going to be infectious in the long run. Like, we're looking at X's and O's with Kingsbury. We're looking at wins and losses, obviously. You saw what Baker did. Let's remember where Baker started. He wasn't having fun in the league when he started out. Jayden is having fun. The guys who are playing against him appear to respect him. And I think that's huge moving forward, especially in your division. When you can have a guy that's out there enjoying himself, he's helping his teammates, but also he puts fear in the opposing teams. I think the future is bright, and the near future might be bright for him. He's just got to, of course, adjust to the speed of the game and learn also when to make good decisions in terms of when to drop down and run, and also maybe when to hit his first or second read. But regardless, that comes with the territory. But I just think his energy is the main thing that he brings to the table that's going to be key as a leader moving forward.
I agree with you 100%, Ray. I think that's a great point. I mean, he loves to play football. He's a gym rat. You can tell that this is what he does, and he loves what he does. And when everyone keeps asking him these cheesy questions about safety out there and your helmet popping off, it's football, man. At the end of the day, it's football. And what great quarterback has never been injured? I really want somebody to throw that out there.
Oh, people, but I don't worry about injuries.
Yeah, Joe Montana had a bad back. Peyton Manning missed the year with the neck injury. Tom Brady had a torn ACL.
Yep.
I mean, you tell me what great quarterback never has been injured. Dak Prescott, I'm not saying he's great, but if you want to go in today's NFL standards, he's really good quarterback.
He's good.
You know?
He's good.
Messed his ankle up, and now he's back and got the biggest contract in NFL history. It's called football, and you can't play scared out there. If you play just to get down and not play, you're going to get hurt. That's you guys know from playing ball. You get hurt when you play cautious. So you might as well go 110%. And if you get hurt, then that's God's will, man. I mean, we have to stop over analyzing this stuff. It's almost like this franchise been driving around in Hugos at the quarterback position, and now they get a Ferrari, and they don't want to open the Ferrari up. They want to still drive it slow and be cautious. The car's not meant to be driven like that. It's supposed to go fast and open up. Maybe be a little reckless. So that's what you got at quarterback right now.
Good analogy. Good analogy.
So like, I want to go back to something you were talking about, like when, you know, obviously after the game, you got to hear what the coaches had to say or whatnot. Like the tackling was atrocious. And like, I know they're saying folks didn't play with, you know, they're surprised that people didn't play with, you know, passion or whatever. They weren't motivated. But man, we heard that before. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. We've heard that before in the prior regime. So I don't like to get into all that. Like I get it. You're surprised that certain folks, you know, respond a certain way. I also want to talk about something you said after the game, something that you observed with the GM, and that's a whole different thing. But I want to stick with this first though. What do you think the issue was with tackling? Is this something they could have did in the regular in the preseason camp, or just, you know, like they said, you believe that they just weren't motivated?
I think it's two things. And again, this isn't an excuse. I'm telling you guys, and you guys saw me putting it out.
Yeah,
it was awful hot, man. I mean, like, I used to live in Florida, in Central Florida, and I forgot. Like, I was like, damn, it's like the devil is sitting next to me out here. It was hot, and fans today, man, you kept hearing on the PA thing, people passing out, you know, like literally, it was that hot. The sun was cooking. Temperature on the field was like 108. So, with that being said, when you have veterans that didn't play in the preseason, and I talked to Bobby Wagner today after practice, and I literally said to him, I was like, bro, I could tell that it was getting to you. And he was like, it was. And I said, yeah. And he said, man, it was so hot. I was just wearing down. And he said, yeah, because I didn't play in the preseason. And he said, he joked with me. He was like, man, you know what? It made me reevaluate some things. I might have to play in the preseason to get prepared for that kind of heat. That's real, man. That's a Hall of Fame linebacker right there. And for him to say that, if he's saying that, you already know some other players are dealing with it as well. So I just think that heat caught up on them, and some of the guys that hadn't played a lot in preseason were getting fatigued, let alone Tampa was kind of pushing them around on top of that. So
should they have played preseason?
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm like. That's what I'm talking about, man.
The guy kept saying after the first game, after that first drive against the Jets, I was like, shut Jayden down. Shut him down. I did say that. But as far as some of the other guys that you're really trying to work in and get a camaraderie, and that's just me being cautious again for Jayden, but he probably should have played the equivalent of 4 quarters throughout the preseason, which all the starters should have. Not in one game, but maybe 1 quarter here, 1 quarter there, a half here. I think that would have gotten them a little sharper. I know the joint practices were there. One joint practice, it was raining profusely up in New York. The second practice in Miami, it was even hotter than Tampa. So, you limit what you can do, and you're not working on your best plays. You're working on your worst plays in those joint practices. So I think that Dan Quinn and them probably learned a lesson as far as maybe we should have got some of these guys a little bit more game reps, in preseason, and they probably would have performed a little better, because what we saw on Sunday shocked everyone. That's not what I was expecting to see from this football team. That looked nothing like the team we covered throughout training camp.
And for you, and what was your main issue with Sunday's performance? What was your main issue with Sunday's performance?
I just, there were two things that I did notice.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and you look at the tape. The people who did something, with the exception of Jamin Davis and Brian Robinson, who were part of the old regime, it was pretty much all the newcomers. It was the rookies and the free agents. Those were the ones that made the plays. Those were the ones. Cleveland Farrell got the sack. Dorrance Armstrong was getting pressure. It just, again, I hate to keep using this analogy, but the guys who've been here for a while, from a football perspective, they're losers. And, they're not going to know what to do to turn the corner. They're going to need somebody who's been there, a Bobby Wagner. They're going to need some people who've had success elsewhere to show them when adversity hits, not just in the season, but in a game, in a quarter, on a drive. How do you pick your head up and not dwell on the last play, move on to the next play? Because we see too much of that. And I did see some body language from some of the guys later in the game. I don't know, again, if it was just more fatigue or if it was just, feeling defeated. But whatever it was, that performance was dreadful on defense, and it has to be much better.
I want to play something that you said after the game on your post game stand up. So I want you to respond to it.
Because I can tell you right now, John Allen and Daron Payne were the invisible men today. And you have to call it like it is, folks, whether you like these guys personally or not. They didn't get the job done. And matter of fact, John Allen was one of the first players to hit the bus after the game, which to me lacks of leadership. So again, guys don't want to hear these truths, but they have to be said.
And also, folks, y'all can get that on the Sports Journey YouTube page, a YouTube channel. So check it out. Lake has a bunch of great content on that channel as well, in terms of all the stuff post game, during camp. He has his own podcast stuff there, so make sure you check it out. So Lake, first off, can you expound on that?
Yeah, I mean, again, and I've been making the rounds with this. People keep asking me about it. I'm not, you guys know me, man. My style is not to belittle anyone, let alone a player, because I respect them as pros. I hope they respect me as a professional journalist. But you have a job to do. And I like to think that, having played in college, I have a little bit more understanding of some things. And your leaders don't disappear on you, man. They just don't. You got to face the music. You have to be the guy to say, you know what? We did not play well today. I didn't play well today, but we're going to keep working. And I believe in where the direction we're going. I liked everything that's new, but don't pout, man. And don't just walk off, because the young guys see that stuff, man. Your rookie quarterback just had a hell of a introductory game into the NFL. 2 touchdowns, looked really good. He came to the podium. I know he's required to, but he came to the podium upbeat. Not defeated, upbeat, and was paying homage to the guys in front of him, and just saying, one thing about me, I'm not a quitter. I'm going to fight to the end, and I love what we have here, and we're going to be okay. That shouldn't be coming from a 24-year-old rookie. You know what I mean? That should be coming from one of your highest paid players, and those are the things culture-wise you haven't seen. And that's going to change. I can assure you that it's going to change.
Mike said, my issue was how the Tampa Bay offensive line bullied our defensive front. I actually ain't gonna lie to you. I thought Payne played okay. I just thought he didn't get home. Like he would miss tackles.
Daron,
I thought he played good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I was a little critical.
Not you. It's not just you. It's a lot of people have been critical in Payne.
Yeah,
I thought
I
thought he played
after
well.
I watched some tape, he was in position at times. Yeah. But you know what, man? We can't keep giving out passes to Pro Bowl players. When you go around the league, you go around in any sport for that matter, all-stars are all-stars for a reason.
This is true.
They determine games, and they always have their fingerprint on a game one way or another. They didn't have their fingerprint on the game. And that's unacceptable when they need you to. You have to somehow find a way to break through. I say this about Terry. Yeah, he may not have been targeted a lot, but I'm just saying, if Justin Jefferson was on this offense, would you feel a little different with him and Jayden?
I would, but I do think that I don't know. Like I don't know if I think you like you said the Tampa game was a bad game to
Yeah,
really
it
dissect
was
it.
a rough
Because again it's
learning
like I can't knock because I've seen clips, I've seen Terry open, so I can't knock Terry because he's doing the job. He's gotten open, but to your point, I don't know. Like I'll say this much: I think Jayden would definitely feel more freer throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson. I think he'll be freer. That's
Well,
a fair thing to
I think
say.
Justin's catch radius is
Yeah, you
better
know what I
than
mean.
Terry.
That's just
I mean,
different.
that's
Yeah,
again, and that's Terry's a body catcher.
yeah,
Justin's a hands catcher. And I
yeah.
think little things like that play into stuff. You know,
I do. I agree.
Jayden was throwing the guys in college at LSU who were catching like this.
Yes.
And sometimes those little nuances are different. I mean, Terry is a hell of a football player. I mean, that's my guy. But you just I think we saw with Jayden a separation of talent.
Yeah.
And they're going to need more dogs to go with him to really get this thing going the way it could really go. And Terry's one of those guys. Don't get me wrong. He's a dog, but you need more Terrys. And if Terry's bottled up, you can't have De'Ami Brown going zeros and throwing zeros again. You can't, man. We saw all preseason. We've seen this story before. And then the regular season comes around and nothing, nada. You can't do that, man.
I mean, Olamide and McCaffrey are playing more than De'Ami, and I'm just saying.
There's a reason for that, man.
I think it's a bad reason.
Saw something that we did.
I think it's a bad reason.
Yeah, I mean, McCaffrey actually had a pretty decent game. You got
in garbage time though. Those catches happen in garbage time.
I mean, Terry got a catch in garbage time.
I don't count them catches either. I count none of them catches.
That means Terry had 2 catches on the game.
It wasn't a good game
for 7 yards.
Bro, it wasn't a good game. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But see, this is what I'm saying. When does Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and these other is CeeDee Lamb? When do they have catch games, 2 catch games?
I'm with you, Lake, but that's why it goes back. I don't blame the players because I think some dudes were running open. I blame like the play caller. I feel like you gotta make it easier for this young dude because I don't look at like I don't expect him. All right, this is the problem. Everybody expects forget the running the element. That's throwing element. Everybody expects him to be because CJ Stroud messed up the game right now. Recently, he's messed up the game, right? And everybody expects a young dude to be CJ Stroud. They're not CJ Stroud. That doesn't happen often. So go ahead and decipher who's open quick and read it and get it out there against multiple defenses. That doesn't happen. I think Jayden will probably be there in week 5 or week 6, week 7, possibly. But off the rip, we don't get that. Like that's not a thing. So like when I look at Jayden, I'm like, all right, when you have that ability to run the football, like run, when you know if I don't see it, man, I ain't gonna take no sack. I could get like 5, 10, 15, 20 yards taken off. I don't gotta waste time. I could be a playmaker. I can be Lamar. Like you said, I could be Lamar. There's no need to wait.
Well, let me ask you this. I'm going to use CeeDee Lamb as the analogy here.
Yeah, I use CeeDee. Go ahead.
Because I'm not sure if CeeDee is a true number 1, but he getting paid as one.
Hey, I'm not going to argue with you.
So because he getting paid as one, let's just say he is.
Yeah.
He has a different offensive coordinator.
Facts.
Because it's Mike McCarthy calling the plays.
Yes.
Is Mike McCarthy a great offensive mind?
He wasn't Green Bay, so I'll give him that. Yeah. In terms of what he's done.
Has he
been
probably
at work? I would say he's better. Is he better than Cliff Kingsbury?
No, I'm just got understand where I'm going with this.
All right, go.
So you have Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Wasn't CeeDee Lamb a rookie or something with Kellen Moore there?
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is he just got this big contract. Why? Because he's still getting catches regardless of who his coach is.
My point though, all right. So, but no. I'm about to break that. Who was the number 1 receiver back then though? It wasn't CeeDee.
I mean, he took.
It was Amari.
Cooper's
it was
job,
Amari.
But he took his job.
He played the slot. He got to give money in the slot, and he gets money in the slot. They rotate. Look how if you want to go another one, look how they use CeeDee.
Okay,
Real talk.
Now
CeeDee gets to get the mismatches. CeeDee barely on the outside.
So you my brother, but now I got you.
Go ahead.
Because Terry, this is what his 6th year.
Yeah.
What has he done the other 5 years?
All right, I'm about to do.
Wait, hold on. Just let me say.
12
quarterbacks, 12 different quarterbacks. Still gets 1,000 yards. Yes. So he still has found a way
to get money
to be a great player.
Yeah,
bro, you can't make excuses when they don't show up for a game.
No,
he has to be
I'm
great
with you.
all the time for this team to win.
But
bottom line,
all I'm saying is that you're still dealing with a rookie quarterback, so you can struggle when you have a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's my thing. Like it's not on. It's a rookie quarterback.
If he catches that bomb and scores,
it's
are
a
we
different
even
story.
having this conversation?
No, we're not. See what I'm saying? But that means that's Jayden. We're not having this conversation. It's because it's about to be a 70-point. That could have been a touchdown. That's a touchdown pass.
Okay, and then also for all the fans saying Jayden was just taking off and refused to throw and was missing throws. Yeah. What about the play that was made where they called the clip? They called the illegal block in the back, and it took it back from Washington. They would have been in the red zone then. That was like a 35-yarder right there.
The pass with the run?
No, it was a pass. It was a pass to the sidelines, and they called illegal block in the back.
Okay.
I think it was I'm not
knocking him.
But no, what I'm saying is you got a potential 70-yarder and another 35 yards.
Agreed.
To already go with a guy that had 2 high twos in his first game. That's over 450 yards of offense if that would have happened. And somebody going to tell me he had a bad game?
Oh, I'm not saying a bad game. So I guess you do. I'm making my argument for Terry. I'm not saying he had a bad game. I'm just saying that Terry, he had opportunities to have big plays.
Terry is a guy that's a dog. He's a competitor.
Yeah.
And he'd be the first person to tell you they need him in order to win and be effective on offense. But he's got to, sometimes you just got to do a little bit more than maybe you even want to have to do to help out the cause. And I just felt like it almost got to a point in the second half where people were watching Jayden. Like they almost couldn't believe it. They were like, damn, this guy really is, he like that. So hopefully against the Giants, it all comes together. I'll tell you what, don't put the pressure on that pass game first. Run the football, because guess what the Giants have? They have rushers. They have Thibodeau. They have Brian Burns. They have guys that want to come, Lawrence. They want to come up at you. Sometimes you got to lean on them a little bit to get them backpedaling. So that's what they're going to have to do.
And Mike said Jordan Love was a rookie, and he looked at his receivers and he made them look great against Dallas last season. He wasn't a rookie last year. He sat for a while, but I get what you're saying. That was his first year start.
That's true. He did sit.
He sat. Like he did
sit behind Aaron, and you
get better. You get better when you sit behind Aaron.
Everything slows down.
Everything slows down. But I get you though. I get your point. Like I get your point though, Mike. I'm saying he sat though, but still, I get your point though. A lot of people agree with you though. Like I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of people agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I feel like I'm gonna stand on mine though.
Okay, Wole. All I want to say to you, Wole, is because I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning towards Lake. Nothing. Again, I was posed the question. However, you wouldn't have wanted Marvin Harrison Jr. so bad if Terry was really him. That's all I'm saying.
No. I wouldn't want. I think Marvin's better than a lot of receivers that are think they're him. I think Marvin's better. If I was Dallas, I would get Marvin in Dallas.
He said specifically here, so basically there could have been an upgrade at number 1.
Yeah, because Terry is still could be number 1, but Marvin's him. There's difference. There's a difference.
Marvin is him. Him is 1.
Who? 1.
Him is
Marvin.
Not
him
1.
Is Marvin.
1.
Exactly.
I would have went Marvin. I would still have went Marvin. It wouldn't matter.
No. If you were a Minnesota Vikings fan, like we don't need Marvin. But you
I would still get Marvin. I like Marvin that much. I ain't even hold you. I like Marvin.
You got that Randy Moss, Chris Carter.
Yes, exactly. When Minnesota had Chris Carter,
and you stubborn though. And you stubborn. Stop it, man. Because hold on, you was the same guy back then that told me, well, you know what? I can't
exactly because I'm very consistent.
I can't.
I like the best players.
I can't say that because you did.
He was on Marvin. He was on Marvin hard for a while.
He was on Marvin, but I take that back. What flashed across my mind was
But you know what, Ray? This is the same dude that was going guru for Jerry Jeudy.
Hey, Jay, you get a touchdown too, FYI. Hey, had a touchdown in the situation.
Hey, man.
Nah, I mean, when Atlanta took Julio, he was like, I think that's dope. So he liked that tandem. But still, I feel like if Terry was really like a real true number 1 like him, like you're saying, I don't think Marvin would have been such high on your radar in terms of coming here. But it is what it is.
But you talking about when you talk about him, like so when I like to me, there's only a certain wide receiver. There's certain wide receivers that just make a quarterback. Like I'm gonna be real with you. There's not a lot of for me when I was younger. like Terrell Owens and Randy Moss will make a quarterback. They can make a quarterback. There are certain dudes that make quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And even Randy Moss, as great as I love Randy Moss, we went to Oakland and played with Chris
Terry,
Collins. We played with Collins. He struggled. Then he went with Brady, and then he was Moss again. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right. Well, this is my thing with Terry and the numbers and everything great that he's done.
Yeah,
great player. Let me rephrase that. Really good player.
Really good player. I wouldn't say really good player.
Because to me, elite means
it's different. I agree with that.
And there's only like 5 or 6 per position that are elite, maybe 5. I'll ask you guys this, and this isn't to knock Terry. I'm just asking.
No, I know what you're saying.
Get your thought. How many does Terry start for 20 teams in the NBA? I'm talking about as a number 1.
Oh, it's number 1.
20.
Can start I would say yes.
Is he a number 1 in New York with the Giants, right?
Yeah,
now?
Right now he would be.
Over Malik Neighbors.
Neighbors ain't proved nothing. He ain't done nothing yet. So, yeah,
okay,
he would right
I'll
now.
give you that. I'll give you that. Is he a number 1 in Philadelphia?
No.
Is he a number 1 in Dallas? No.
Vegas.
Okay. Is he
Vegas,
a number 1? Is he a number 1 in Chicago?
No. Who's Chicago's receiver? DJ Moore.
Keenan Allen.
DJ Moore.
Keenan Allen's in the slot. He plays slot now. He played the slot
over
now.
DJ Moore.
He could be. That's an argument. I like DJ a lot. That's an argument.
Okay. Minnesota. In Minnesota.
No.
Okay. In Green Bay.
He could be number 1. Definitely in Green Bay. That dude's Chris can't catch. No, he could be number 1 in Green Bay. He has no quarterback.
Okay.
See, this is the thing. We judge him off quarterback play.
That's one. I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. So, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. I'm missing a team in the north.
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Is he a number 1?
Brown, I think he's better than St. Brown. But go ahead. Y'all going to say is. I think he's better on St. Brown. I think he's better.
I'm giving you that. That's 2.
I think he's better on St. Brown.
And now we got one. We got going to NFC South in New Orleans over Olave.
He's been on Olave. Olave's only had like a 1,000-yard season. You may like Olave, but Olave ain't do nothing. He ain't do what Terry's done.
I'm just saying talent.
No, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at I'm talking about. I'm talking about what you do. Like,
I'm talking about that guy's that dude.
Olave. What did Olave do last week?
Okay, that's fine. That's 2. That's 2. Right. In Atlanta. Yes. Okay.
He's number 1 in Atlanta.
In Tampa. No,
not at all.
Okay. All right. I'm missing one in the South.
No, Carolina. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's 5 teams that we got, and we got two divisions left.
All right, come on, let's go. And we talking about all right, go ahead.
Okay, AFC West.
Yeah.
Is he number 1 in with the Chargers?
Yes. They don't have nobody. Yes.
Okay, I agree. In Denver.
Yes.
Over Sutton.
Yes.
Okay, I agree. All right.
Look at the stats. The stats say you can stick it all you want. The stats say it's so. The stats say it's so.
In Vegas?
No.
Okay. All right. And then finally, in Kansas City.
Yeah. Who they got in Kansas City? They got Patrick Mahomes. Who's the receiver? Rice? Worthy?
He cold, bro.
They ain't better than Terry.
But no, he's not better than Terry. I'm not saying this, but Kansas City's kind of hard because you can plug.
Yeah, because they didn't have a receiver last. They were complaining they didn't have talent on the outside last year.
So I'm gonna say for the sake of doing this, I'm gonna say yes in Kansas City. Yeah. Okay. Even though we know it's Kelsey is their number 1.
Yeah, I mean I get that. Okay. You said receiver.
Okay. No, I'm talking about receiver. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
I agree with you.
Let's go AFC
right.
North.
Right.
You know, you got the Colts over Pittman.
Yeah, he better Pittman. Yo, they
I ain't
y'all need to look at the stats when we be on the laughing.
Right,
you look at the stats.
This is your world.
Yeah, you guys got to look at the stats. Pittman, how many years, how many yards, how many times? Terry has had how many straight years with 1,000 yards receiving?
6 with 12 different quarterbacks.
Look at the other dudes I'm talking about. They were
yeah. Oh, in Jacksonville, is he number 1?
Right. Who's in Jacksonville? Who's next to Kirk? Christian Kirk's their number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is number 1. Kirk. Yeah.
Okay.
Kirk. No, Terry beats him. Go ahead.
Okay. In Houston.
No.
Okay. And then I'm missing one.
Stephon Diggs is there. That's why.
Yeah, I'm missing one. You got the Colts, Houston, Jacksonville, and
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Is he a number 1 in Tennessee?
Oh, yeah, really over there. That's a tough one. Of the body of work, really, I put really. I just like really as a route runner.
Okay, I agree. Okay, so got one more left here, bro.
Yeah.
And then we good. I got the numbers right here.
I know. I got you.
AFC East. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the name. Yeah, AFC. So you got you got
Baltimore division. We do Baltimore either, right?
Is he one at the Jets?
Nah, Gary Wilson like that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right. Is he one with the Patriots? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Is he one
in Buffalo? Yes, he is now. In Buffalo, he is now. Buffalo, he is now. Yeah.
Okay.
Now he is.
Dolphins?
No.
Okay. All right. So we went through all the divisions, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We ain't do the Baltimore division. We do Baltimore division.
AFC North.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so let's do AFC North.
Oh,
Is he one in Baltimore? Is he a one in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Over Zay?
Yeah. They only one.
I agree.
I
agree. Yeah. Is he a one in Pittsburgh? Over Pickens?
Right now, yeah. Right, look, pick how many times? How long Pickens?
No. I'm just.
I'm just
listening. I got you.
I'll take more Pickens.
Okay. In Cleveland, is he a one over your boy?
Not Amari. No, he can't be. Amari's got body work. Amari better.
Is Amari there one? And
he didn't want. He still didn't want.
Okay. And then finally, we got one more. Cincinnati.
No.
Okay. So this is what we got.
All right.
Because I said 20 teams. This is starting.
Which is good. 15 is good if I get 15.
1, 2, 3,
if I get 15
5,
is good.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Half. I'm good. I'm good at half.
That's more.
That's almost half the league.
No. I said, does he start for 20 teams? And we
That's
only
still good.
15.
That's a good number, though.
15.
15 is a good number.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this. If you did that for John
wait, we didn't do that. We didn't do San Fran division. We didn't do the West.
Is he number one in San Fran?
No, not. Ooh,
okay.
I don't know. I think no. He rivals a. That's a tough one.
No,
because he plays with Kyle. That's a tough one.
So you're saying
let me skip that one. Let me skip that one.
IU and Debo's spot.
He's not. I like Debo, but that's a tough one. Let's go to the next one. I gotta think about that one.
The Rams.
The
Rams.
Huh?
The Rams.
Nah, Cooper Kupp a main dude.
And Puka.
Cooper. Okay. That's Cooper Kupp's team now.
Okay, that's Cooper Kupp. I agree. So that's 2.
Yeah.
Seattle.
No. Not now.
Over Lockett and Metcalf.
No, Metcalf is the one.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then finally,
your boy in the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. You see I set you up for this, bro? Final team too.
This is gonna be a biased thing. No, he's not better. This is not.
Okay,
This one is not. This one is biased. No.
Okay, so let's do the numbers. This is all fair stuff. We said, does he start for 20 teams in the NFL? Well, so
I will, the San Fran one though. I'm gonna say that if he played with San Fran, he would.
You know what? For the sake of that, for your argument, I'm gonna give you San Fran.
Yeah, because I think he could do all numbers.
We said 20 teams, and I'm about to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
That's what's up. I'll take 16.
So half the league he would start for. Okay.
As a one, you be at the one. Be a
as
one.
A one.
I'll take that.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you this.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
The elites. Do they start for all teams? Or more than 20?
No, I mean Justin Chase. Chase ain't being a number one over Justin Jefferson, so I'll say that.
But are they starting for over 20 teams?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because those are dudes.
That's all I'm saying, man.
Those are dudes. I just say all like number one. Though I think he's still be.
What we call in Washington dudes.
Yeah, but I want to say
dudes aren't recognized as dudes around the league.
I'm with you, but I'll say this though. I think
they're respected.
An exercise this way. Let's do the exercise this way. Does IU get big money with Taylor Heineke?
Heck no.
All right. Does I put like look at I said Detroit. Is St. Brown the same dude with the receivers that Terry has this year? I mean, it's the same dude, but with the quarterbacks that Terry has. Look,
if you put St. Brown in Washington and you put Terry in Detroit, Terry would go off.
Exactly.
I agree. I totally agree.
So I feel like, a lot of people are going to look at body of work. I get it. Like, I understand. But also, there's always going to be a curve because look who's throwing him the football. There's always going to be that curve.
So the reason why I did this is because I've done this with myself before.
Yeah.
This is the problem. It has nothing to do with Terry.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Terry doesn't have somebody else that can make him look better. Now, I'm talking about quarterback.
I agree. I know.
I'm talking about another receiver.
Yeah.
Because when you just named all these guys, there's somebody else. When you talk about Tyreek,
there's someone else getting money.
There's Waddle on the other side. When you talk about Ayuk, there's Debo. When you talk about all these players, Metcalf, there's Lockett. A lot of these guys have another guy in Jamar Chase. You know, there's T. Higgins. In Minnesota, and there's Atkinson. There's Atkinson. You know, so what I'm saying is, you got to have another guy to really even know how good Terry can be. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's about number one. It's
so
about number one,
y'all. Said Terry's starting for over 20 teams.
Easy. Yeah, they're getting it confused. We're talking about number one being a number one.
We're talking about a true number one, and we just went down the list.
Yeah,
and we came up with 16 teams he starts for.
Yeah, I would say this though. I would say like,
and Ray wasn't
let me use Jamar Chase is a good one. That's a good one. Against the Patriots, there was no
Terry
Higgins.
Would start, you think Terry could be a one?
No. I'm not saying no. I don't think it's better than Chase. But I'm to use your point. Even for Joe Burrow, there's no Boyd, there's no Higgins. So what did they do? What did he do last week? He struggled, right?
That was Joe struggling.
So because so things aren't as easy, right? I'm saying it's not as easy. So the dude throwing the football is not as easy, right?
And that's been my argument. My argument
that's what I'm saying.
This. If you had some other dogs with this, you wouldn't see what happened Sunday in Tampa.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It opens the game up for your true talent players, and Terry's your best offensive weapon outside of Jayden now.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be some way for Kingsbury and everyone to draft up plays for the guy. The problem is you don't have anybody else out there that's cold like that catching the football. I'm talking about a receiver. No offense to Luke. I like Luke a lot, and I think he's going to be a really good football player. But as of today, as of Sunday coming up, they don't really have a whole lot of viable options at wide receiver that are going to make New York get scared. That's just the way it is. I like Noah Brown, and I hope they play him because they needed a physical presence Sunday in Tampa. They absolutely needed a physical receiver. So hopefully he's that guy.
Can I say this real quick? Because Wole and I used to have discussions back then, and Lake was saying, let's base it off ability. That's why certain people, I was like, I might take over Terry based on ability, not numbers. But anyway, remember when Santana, fans complained he was the only one. Santana's not tall, but somehow he got the ball. Deshaun Jackson, same way. Roddy White in Atlanta. Wole always say, y'all got Roddy White, but you ain't got nobody else, but he still gets the ball because he's real. Same thing with Santana. I mean, Terry got to have some accountability. I'm not disagreeing with Heineke and the coaching staff, all of that. But I'm saying there's got to be something on him as well. Although that's why, again, I oppose it because I think it's a lot. All these factors are true. That's all. I
think it's a perfect storm. Like but Washington's been in such a bad quarterback purgatory that we can't. It's hard. You can't really.
Maybe
like you could say Atlanta, but they had like when those dudes put up numbers, they had a good passing quarterback. It's still like you still got. That's why I use Randy Moss as an example. Like I use Randy Moss as one of my biggest examples. And as great as Randy was, when he went to the Raiders, we forgot who Randy Moss was. Why? Because Kerry Collins couldn't throw at that point in time anymore.
And Randy was getting older.
Yeah, but then he goes. But I'm saying but at that time, because I used to love watching Raiders games. I just love Randy Moss.
I hear you.
And I would watch them games. He'd get open, Kerry Collins underthrow him, overthrow him, and whatnot. And I would be like, get him out of the Raiders. Get him away from here. So, because again, the receiver position is always going to be predicated more on quarterback play, regardless of the fact. Like you can't get the ball unless a quarterback gets you the ball.
See, I look at maybe the wide receiver position as having played it in high school. You know, I was wide out. There were things that I knew I was limited doing. Mm-hmm. You know, I just knew, and I think sometimes when you see those guys you call hymns. They're not limited in anything. They're faster. A lot of times they're bigger. They catch with their hands. Their catch radius is there. I think what's going on sometimes, and I think this is where under Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, I think a lot of fans are going to have to do a lot of gut checking because the players from the past that were propped up. Like if they were superstars, they might have been good in the DMV because that's all you had.
Yeah.
But around the league, I'm telling you, there hasn't been a player wearing burgundy and gold. Trent was that dude that everybody knew was dominant. You got to go back to Sean Taylor before that. I mean, Robert had it 1 year where he was putting fear in people. I'm telling you, what you saw on Sunday with Jayden, best believe defensive players know this dude got a little something different. Because I saw guys, and I'm going to say what I've been saying around making these rounds. I saw Tampa guys helping him up.
Yep. Yes, sir.
He's likable. He's very likable, bro.
That's a sign of respect, man. Like, damn, this dude cold. He taking pictures after the game. I'm just saying, when players want to hold his jersey. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Like, that's what you need if you're Washington, a dog that other people are gonna respect and game plan for. And people are getting at me. How can you game plan for a guy that just wants to run and this is RG3 all over again? Stop it. There's no comparison.
Can I jump in for that with that one? I feel like we be disrespecting 2012. I ain't gonna hold you. Like 2012, that man was cold in 2012. Like not good,
but he also was cold. He also was 2-4, 2-5 to start the year, and then they went on that wild run.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but like, what you talking about fear? But you talking about fear and like uplifting. No knock on some of those players or some of those receivers on the team at the time. You know what I mean? Unlike Pierre Garçon was a good signing, but uplifting players to make them play over their ability. That man was cold.
Oh no! Listen, you know that's my dude. There's no knock on Robert.
Yeah,
I said I'll always preface 2012 because that was the last time they had a player outside of Trent. But I'm talking about a skill set player.
Yeah, exactly.
That demanded your attention, and it was must see TV. I truly believe Jayden can be that type of player. I really feel like that, and I'm gonna say this now: Jayden's a superior passer to Robert.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna see because that 2012 dude's gonna always be special to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
In today's game, though, same thing for those in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all. Real talk.
Yeah.
Can you win in this league without a true number one receiver in today's game?
No.
Pat Mahomes did last year.
Who?
Pat Mahomes did last year.
He said Kelsey was his number one.
That's a tight end. You talking about receiver? You talking tight end receiver? What you talking about?
Who's the number one in
pass
Baltimore?
catcher?
It's
pass catcher. You mean pass catcher now? Not.
Well, no. Well, I mean, I think they're. I think
quarterback
they're
throws the ball to somebody.
I'm with you. All right. Are we saying like so? So because Kelsey only had like what did Kelsey have in yards? Like 1,000 yards, 1,100.
Kelsey was beasting into.
I know. I love Kelsey, but he has 1,100 yards. What did he rank in receiving yardage? Was he top 5? I don't think so. I'm just saying, like, all I'm saying is that Mahomes, I think there's levels to it. Tom Brady didn't have a number one wide receiver, Gronk, but I mean, like, he didn't have a number one outside wide receiver.
Wait a minute, but he had guys in the slot, Edelman, Wes Welker.
You said a true number one, right? You talking about right? You mean like a dynamic number one, right? One of them dudes in the number one. You know, them slot dudes, they're recyclable. For Tom Brady, they're recyclable.
But you don't think Welker and Edelman?
I don't want to be canceled, so I won't say what I want to say. But I'm just saying that Tom Brady can do whatever he wants to.
You don't think they can sniff the Hall of Fame? Those guys?
Say thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Look at the comments. I mean, you would use Mahomes as example, but I guess it is a good argument. But,
I'm saying
if you got, I guess that game changer at quarterback, but it's only one Mahomes, so
you just got to have that dude. Like you got to have that dude because a lot of, like don't get it twisted. The streets were always saying, "Yo, you can put anybody out there with Tom Brady, and he can win you a championship with those receivers." We used to always say, "Tom ain't got that many receivers, and he's still getting to the Super Bowl consistently and winning them." We weren't gassing. Let's be real. We were not gassing Edelman and Welker like that. We were not gassing them like that for real.
And bro, they were cold
in the slot. Yeah, the dudes we talk about are that's beautiful. The dudes we talk about outside demons who can get money one-on-one with the best cornerbacks of football.
Listen, I'm a huge Brady fan. That's one of my favorites. So, but let's just be honest. At one point, he had a tight end duo that you'll never ever see.
I'll give you that.
I got one more question. The knock on Lamar is he's never had a true number one receiver. You said Terry to Baltimore. They say we finally got one. Would they say that? That's all I want to know. I'm done talking about this.
Say what? He got number one?
If Terry went to Baltimore, would they say, okay, we finally got the number one?
Yeah, they would.
If Terry went to Baltimore, they win the Super Bowl.
They would.
I'll give you that.
It's like when
Terry's a number one. So he's a legit number one then. If that's the case, he's a legit.
It's like when the Ravens got.
What I'm saying is, he's a legit number one, but he would be going to a Baltimore team that has 2 stud tight ends. Yeah. Likely now is like.
All right. So Terry needs help. Terry needs help.
That's all I'm saying. Like before everybody, because Terry needs help, Terry has to do more. That's what I'm saying, and he's gonna have to find a way to do more come Sunday because he's not gonna get the help automatically. That's all I'm saying.
Deluxe, I appreciate you. Baltimore, I forgot about Baltimore. They ain't had no number one either. Derek Mason, we gonna call Derek Mason.
They didn't even have a quarterback, bro.
They have Falco.
Let me say this. Whoever that was legit. It was.
I know
what he said, but this is the thing.
Their defense.
New England,
I gonna say defense, right?
KC and Baltimore all had what?
Yeah, I gonna say defense, right?
Yeah.
No, not just defense, but what did they have on offense that most teams don't have?
Running game.
A running game.
Nah, those 3 teams have 3 first ballot Hall of Fame
coaches?
Tight ends.
Tight ends. That
they feature.
Sorry.
They feature.
Wait.
Oh
yeah, they did. They did win that one. He was on that. He was on the second team too, right? Shannon was on the second team.
Yeah,
he was on that team too. Yes, he did. He was on that.
That's all I'm saying, bro. They have tight ends that they feature.
So
it kind of takes the pressure off you having.
They got Zach Ertz.
Mid tight end. I mean,
Washington got Zach Ertz. They got Zach Ertz.
Hey, no, listen. I like Zach.
I know you do. That's what I said.
But this is the thing, man. When we trying to be real about this stuff. I told you this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink Kool-Aid, man. It's too much sugar. I don't. But I'm telling you, I told y'all, I'm not gonna portray these rosy pictures when the reality is there's a reason why Adam Peters and Dan Quinn came in here and pretty much gutted the roster.
Mm.
That's a fact, man, because some of these guys weren't as good as we were led to believe. And now those frontline core players, they're going to have to show out this year, or they're not going to be here. Simple as that. And you can't have games where they disappear. If you're a frontline player, you cannot disappear. I don't care if the play call was bad. Get open. I don't care if they double teaming you up on the defensive line, toss them and get to the quarterback and bring them down. Because I saw Aaron Donald doing that stuff. I see Justin Jefferson catching 150 balls a year with a quarterback that didn't want to throw deep. And then last year when Kirk got hurt, Justin Jefferson still was eating. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, we can't keep giving passes to these guys and coming up with excuses why they can't do this or they shouldn't do that. The bottom line is, for Washington to be an elite football team, they're gonna have to have elite players that show up every Sunday.
Let's speak on the other side of football, man. My man, this cornerback that I kind of root for, but it's kind of like not making me look good anymore. And Emmanuel Forbes.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, he got benched in the second half.
He also was hurt too.
I know he was hurt. Was that okay? I want to ask you that question. Was that a hurt thing, or was he actually benched?
It's a great question. I think it aided into him getting removed. After the game, he was in tunnel limping. He walked into the room to get checked. So clearly he was hurting, and I'm not making an excuse for him. I don't know if he would have been pulled if he wasn't hurt, because you're not giving up on a guy that you could have traded or released or got rid of. You're not giving up on that guy after a half of football. I mean, that doesn't make sense when everybody out there is thinking it up too, by the way. So I do think maybe that injury aided into that just a tad.
Do you think he starts against the Giants?
Before practice today, I was like, maybe not. But I saw little things like in practice today while they were doing other stuff. He was over with a coach and a receiver doing some coverage, and it's like they're not giving up on the guy. They're trying to work with him and get him out of this rut or whatever it is that he's in, because clearly he's lost his confidence. And he told me a couple weeks ago that everything was his fault last year and everybody's blaming him. And so he's aware of the negativity that's coming at him. And it's not his fault, but that he was drafted probably a little too high.
Yeah.
That's just be honest about that. When you had Christian Gonzalez sitting right there. So people are going to hold him to Christian Gonzalez every chance they get, because Christian Gonzalez is an absolute baller for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. So it's just I feel bad for him, because obviously he's in this generation of the social media generation where they always check everything out, and he sees all of it.
They'll crucify you. Man.
They are, bruh. They go in on him. They go in on him. So he sees it. He sees it all. And that's why I know it's mental.
All these players see this stuff.
Yeah.
They don't. When they say I don't look at, I don't read that. You just answered. You did. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, how can you not? That's their generation, man. Some people you young kids, man. You got to tweet them, to go to dinner, to come get dinner.
I do ask me to go to dinner though. So like you so I want to go back to something I was talking about earlier. I glanced through it. But you saw Commanders GM Adam Peters after the game, and according to you, man, he looked pissed. Mm-hmm. This is my question, man. He's about to obviously tear into his players, but shouldn't he own some of this though? He did kind of help bring a lot. They changed the whole team. It's their team.
Man, they were 4-13 last year, and they were 3 years straight not winning games. As far as winning record, they didn't have it. Mm-hmm. You can't expect for him to change this thing in the first game, the first year. It's going to take some time. I still think they can have a winning record this year. I do, but it's going to take some work. But don't you want your GM to care? Don't you want him to be upset because what he put together wasn't working? Mm-hmm. I liked it. I absolutely loved it when I saw it, because I saw too many times over the past few years guys with their arms crossed, and while their team was out there just getting dragged in the back of the alley, So my thing is, for him to be upset means that he's recognized something didn't work. And one thing we did see, that kicker got escorted out the building the next day. He stunk it up. So maybe Adam I didn't say what he was mad about, but he was mad about something. Mm-hmm. So maybe he was upset with the kicker, but he made a move. He changed that. That's all I'm saying, man. You need accountability. And I think that's what they're trying to show, is that guys have to be accountable. Yeah,
DJ, you're gonna hate me, but I was like, yeah, man, you pick some of this stuff. You should be. Look, man, I know if it was me, I'm be real. If the people that I picked in the building, I got rid of everybody else, I'm speaking for myself. I ain't speaking for anybody else. And they play like trash. I'm gonna be mad too I'm gonna be mad at the team. I'm gonna be mad at myself too, because I'm gonna assess dang, did I do right by getting this player, that player, or draft this?
Yeah, player? but just saying,
that's just me naturally though. That's me naturally.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. But what I'm saying is, for what we saw, and there was only a few of us. It wasn't all the media, so I don't want anybody coming out with stories saying, no, you weren't. It was myself, Candy Waller, and Donna Hopkins. Let me just say that, okay?
Yeah. All right.
And David Harrison. Uh-huh. So let me make sure we get the crew in there, because we were together. And man, he was mad. And Candy saw it. She was like, he's pissed. And I'm like, yeah, he is. He looked visibly upset, but he wasn't shaking and throwing stuff. He's standing there, but he was mad. And then he just walked down the tarp back into the locker room. And and for me, I loved seeing it. I did, because it goes to show that, bro, he's coming from the Patriots tree. He was in Atlanta when they went to the Super Bowl as a scout there. And obviously San Francisco, he's not coming from just any old run-of-the-mill setup, man. All he knows is seeing success around him with the people that he worked with. And to come here, and now you're the main guy, he's got to put his fingerprint on this thing. And I think he did with the selection of Jayden Daniels. That's the start for him. Mm-hmm. But when you see that Jayden already in one game, you see he's your best player. Let's call it like it is. Mm-hmm. That's a rookie, man. You need 51 others to be cold too. if you want to be San Francisco, if you want to be, the Kansas City Chiefs, those teams are just loaded with talent across the board. And Washington's not there yet. They don't have that kind of, they have some really good frontline players. But even those frontline players, you still can say, there's some holes in their games. You don't see that with the elite teams. You just don't.
Yeah, they're working on trying to be elite. Deluxe, the only moves I wish they happened were retained were Curl and Fuller, but I understand.
Fuller might make more sense now.
Yeah, I know.
You can put him out there and at corner. But, at the end of the day, he was getting older. And I think they just wanted to do a total recalibration, as they say, with some younger guys that they can work with, that they can groom. And you got to think, man, the worst thing that can happen to a young football player is to come from a football fan. I'm sorry, my joint calling me.
I got you.
And then I told her I was doing this, but
hey, go ahead, go ahead, man.
Woo, you know what? And when you don't pick up, I was like, man,
I know, you know,
have to drop you on this one. But I'm just, we good. Right. So they just I lost my train of thought. I got over here. Why didn't you pick the phone up?
We're talking about Fuller, I think.
Yeah. Well, so again, man, the worst thing that can happen to a young player is to just get bad habits in your first year and not get properly coached. And unfortunately, a lot of that happened to, Fuller. To Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah.
Those are things that he's probably thinking this isn't what we were doing. He had a high school coach coaching him last year. Seriously.
Yeah.
So to go from that to this regime and this setup, it's going to take time, man. You gotta build confidence up in these players first and foremost. And the confidence comes from success on the field. Mm-hmm. And when you don't have that success, you start questioning yourself. So listen, man, and I said it today, we don't want to go there yet. But if they lose Sunday,
all right,
press the code red.
All right, but actually, so I'm gonna go right to it. It's all right. I'm gonna say for the fan base. I feel like for the players, it's totally different. But for the fan base, is this game a must win?
100%.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Listen, so don't take it from me. Jason Campbell, yesterday we were on something. Jason Campbell, former quarterback, he was like, this is a must-win football game by far. And B. Mitch feels like, we all know it's a must-win game. Is it early? Sure. And you can recover from that if you lose.
Yeah.
The problem is the Giants stink. And if you lose to them, guess what that makes you?
You stink.
Bottom feeders.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It can happen. I'm all for the Travis Hunter experience.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because
I'm for the Travis Hunter experience.
Ray, you see what he's doing, right? He's trying to give his feelings some wiggle room just in case. That ain't man. Because I know you. If they lose, you're gonna be right up here next week talking about how horrible they were.
I'm gonna fry them if they lose to the Giants. Don't get it twisted. I'm all for the look, man. Look,
you gotta beat them. You have to beat them. You have to beat them.
Well, you also didn't win a division game last year, and I'm wondering what's more important, that you finally get that division win because you don't have any division games after this for several weeks. But also, like you said, they're a bad team. So it's equally as important because of these two important factors. Because what other team went winless in their division last year besides Washington?
None.
I don't think anybody for real.
You gotta get this.
Remember the Giants upset the Eagles, remember?
Yeah. And they beat us.
So that's what I'm saying. If you Washington, this is your time to say, look, tough game on the road to start the season in the heat against a division champion, brought everybody back. They're probably gonna win that division again. Now you got a Giants team that you have to beat. You just have to. Daniel Jones looked terrible last week. And then on top of that, think about it. And I agree with G
George. That's George.
Yeah. Fan base will be at pitchforks and torches. I said that yesterday. Those were my exact words, pitchforks, and I said stakes. So it just man, this fan base needs something to feel good about across the board, and a win will change the narrative really quick for this team.
I know how to
agree. Go ahead,
I know I like to be positive for the fan base. Like either way, Washington wins. I'm gonna tell them why. Like they win.
Washington's winning the game.
Either way, they win because if they win, like yeah, we're happy. Like it's a good Sunday. We're feeling good. If they lose, we can get Travis Hunter. We win every which way. Every which way.
I've always had that mentality. If you're trying to build through high draft picks, you're gonna always be trying to build through high draft picks.
This is true.
Because that means you stink and you're just gonna keep stinking. So what happens is, how many times was Detroit picking in the top pick or the Panthers? And Detroit changed things when they went out and got a veteran quarterback. Yeah. Everyone was like, you got to draft quarterback. And they went out and got a veteran quarterback and surrounded him with some players that were already there. In Washington's situation, they already had the players. They just needed the quarterback. So they drafted it. It's just going to take a little time, guys. I agree with you. By week 4, week 5, I think Jayden sees things totally different, and he's already looking good. Don't get me wrong.
But he's going to see everything better.
He'll look even more special.
Deluxe. I see.
I'm gonna read something first, though. I'm actually I'll get to Deluxe. I hope they don't have more Giant fans in the stadium than Washington fans. Lake, do you think is that a possibility?
That's going to happen. It's happening.
It's the first game at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you. Yeah,
and everyone wants to see Jayden. It's going to be 50-50.
I know it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 50-50.
So you read Deluxe. Read Deluxe's question.
I hate to say it, but it almost needs to be a convincing win against the Giants, or the narrative may remain. And that's interesting because the kicking game is such a concern. So if you have a potential game-winning drive, can you actually win by 3? You need to win convincingly.
If they won the game 17-16 and the defense was playing well, so be it. You'll take it, and you won't say it was a bad win. There's no such thing as a bad win. There's bad losses, but this is a division game, and when division teams, I just said last year the Giants beat the Eagles. When teams play each other in the division, throw the records out. It's just different, and I think for Jayden, this is going to be his indoctrination into the NFC East. This is how it is. But man, if they lose this game, they'll be 0-2 going to Cincinnati for a Monday night game. Cincinnati looked terrible the other day. So that they probably got a little bit of stuff in them to kind of get this thing going for them as well. And then they got to go to Arizona the week after that.
Yeah, they got to see Marvin.
And the Cardinals should have beat Buffalo.
I know.
All intents and purposes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's not going to be easy for these guys. It's just not. But we already knew it wasn't going to be easy. I thought they were going to beat the Buccaneers. I don't know why I was thinking that. I think foolishly when I go back and look at it, I told myself, now you know better than that. I had the one over here, my ego over here, and then something over here, and it was like, what are you doing? Wasn't good. I should have known better. When I got off that plane and felt that heat, I knew something was going to go down.
You know what time it was?
But Lake, it was the hottest summer on record. I thought that wouldn't have mattered as much heat as they practiced.
It's a different kind of heat down there. So it's hot here and it's hazy. So you can't see the sun in the sky. Down there, it's just as hot, and the sun is almost like in 3D because it's just like it feels like it's sitting on you. It was. Man, I've had fans writing me since saying that they had gone to the game, they flew down or whatever, and they were saying they couldn't believe how hot it was. It was so hot. I didn't even go to the pool at my hotel, man. Like, why sit out there and melt? And I do that all the time here. So, nah, man. Look at my boy. I know you don't go in the sun, Wole.
I don't, man. I'm all right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Melanin a little different. I get it.
A little different. So hold on, time out.
Is it time to make his prediction, Wole? Y'all crazy, man.
Yeah, hey, Lake.
Let that man make his phone call, man.
Yeah, give me your prediction for the game, bro. First of all, Lake, give me your keys to a victory, and then your prediction.
Keys to victory is on offense. They have to run the football, and they have to really make a concerted effort to get Brian Robinson going early. and also sprinkle Austin Eckler in there to keep the Giants, at bay. Because if they don't run the football, Brian Burns and Thibodeau's had 2 good games against Washington last year. They're going to tee off. So if you can run the football, it keeps those guys, hand in the dirt a little bit longer, not anticipating the snaps and things like that. And then also the Giants secondary is not that good. So, exploit that. Get Terry the football. You're number one. Get him the football. And, maybe Noah Brown can play this week and give him another option on the outside. But on defense, come on, man, it's obvious. They have to contain Daniel Jones. They can't let him run all over them like he always does. They have to make him uncomfortable early. And you'll know literally the first 2 drives of the game defensively if they're going to be able to get it done by putting pressure on him, or is it going to be the same old where they can't get off the field on 3rd down. Tackle on defense and put pressure on Daniel Jones, run the football on offense, and sit back and let Jayden be Jayden. You win the game.
So your score is what?
I'm taking Washington in this one. I'm even going to give the kicker a field goal in this one. I'm taking Washington 24, New York 20.
Dang, they got scored 20. They suck.
Bro,
how they got scored?
I know. I keep telling myself there's no way they can put up more than 10. But Washington's defense hasn't stopped anybody in years. So until they do, I'm going to give the Giants the benefit of the doubt. 24-20 Washington.
Hey, I have a question. Does your records now change in terms of what you think this team's going to finish?
Yes, a great question, bro. I sat there in Tampa after the game on the field like it might be a long-ass year. That's what I was thinking. But then I'm thinking, but Jayden actually looked good to me, under the circumstances. And they can't play poorly again. They got a better coaching staff and everything.
George S.
They have to beat the Giants, man. They have to beat them. I don't think it's going to be easy because it's 2 football teams trying to figure it out. They're not good right now, but I think they beat them. I do. I'd be shocked if they don't.
Yeah, I think they beat the Giants. I'm just trying to gauge where they can land in the draft. I'm just trying to gauge.
Well, we haven't even gotten past the first week of September, and this Joker.
I'm trying to see
already
how close I get to Travis Hunter. I'm just trying to see, if I get to 4, 3.
Washington will have it like the 8th or 9th pick in the draft.
All right, so you think? Oh, so that's about a good 8th or 9th. That's 6, 7 wins.
I think they squeak out 8. Bottom line,
8. That's mid. That's 11.
That's double digits from double what you had last year.
No, that's good. No, that's good. I'm talking about.
I'm
just talking about I'm talking about. That's no way I can get Travis Hunter.
Nah, Travis gone.
Wins.
Travis gone. He gone.
I'm not getting Travis for 8, 9.
Because you know who's taking Travis. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Probably. Who you think? Carolina.
You
think Carolina? I think Carolina gives up on Bryce.
No, they taking no. He don't have anybody to throw to.
I know. I feel bad for him, but it's been so bad they're gonna give up on him. And I like Bryce. They're gonna give up on him now.
But it's only been 1 year, bro. No way.
The NFL is not for long. They dirty in the NFL. It's for not.
Who they gonna bring in to replace him? That's gonna change that outfit.
The new rookie, whoever they like now, whoever they're gonna like.
So you think Bryce gonna be Malik Willis?
Huh?
You think he about to be Malik Willis?
He could be the way they. Malik
how they do. Willis about to start, ain't he?
I know, but they know how they. You know how they do, man. Come on, Lake. You know how they do. I'm just saying.
Hey, man, I'm about to say this. I was about to say, but he likes skin though, man. Hey, look. Why Ray put his head there?
Nah, because so is Mahomes. We good until Mahomes.
But I'm saying Mahomes is not going anywhere.
That's what he's saying. That's what he said. He said light skinned folks get another chance.
Nah, I think
he's saying he's done. You see, you know what I'm saying? He kind of.
But he never got started because he doesn't have anything.
I agree. No, look, again, I agree with you. Like in terms of the premise,
that might be the least talented roster in football.
I got pissed off at their draft.
Hold on. You got to come back before that game. Darryl Green's retirement. That's gonna be dope. Let's hold that discussion.
Oh, they playing
Carolina?
Yes.
Yes. If they don't
I wouldn't go on
Carolina.
That could be the Travis Hunter game. That could be the Travis Hunter sweepstakes game right there. Wole, I told you weeks ago. I said by the time December rolls around, we're gonna know a whole lot as if they either playing for Travis Hunter or they really playing for a playoff spot. I said it. Didn't I tell you? I told you. And I'm not a hater at all, bro. I just keep it real.
My man just dropped. Shador Sanders takes over for Bryce Young.
I just saying, there's other dudes that I'm just saying.
Okay.
And you can get you may can get Dion too. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, my boy up in State College to keep playing well. He might be.
He doing all right.
A name that gets put out there.
I mean, I just watched Texas do what Texas did to Michigan. The dude from Texas looks
or
good.
Bowers. I mean, is it? Yeah. I mean, Quinn. Ewers.
Ewert, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen. So it's too early, man. We in week 2.
I know. I'm saying, but I'm just telling fans I'm just telling fans out there, man. Just like Travis Hunter, man. Just pay attention to Travis Hunter. That's a good. He can play cornerback too for us too. Shoot. And receiver, shoot.
Oh no, I mean I like him. I think he's phenomenal talent, but he's not going that. Washington not picking number 1, man.
We gotta let Michael he been posting about Jahan all show. Like he been coming for you, bro. They was looking for you for weeks actually.
Hey, listen, let me say this. I was talking to my dude Mitch Tinsley today in the Penn Stater in the locker room today on the practice squad, and. Just saying, look, Jahan went home, man. It might be a good look for him. You don't have to be an option, the number 1 option.
I heard, though, I mean, his mom is done with cancer too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's close. I'm happy for him. He gets to be near his mother.
Right. You can tell he was distracted.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
There's some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And that's not anything to make light of.
Not light of, yeah.
And he got a baby, newborn. It's just a lot. I mean, not making excuses. Some people handle stuff more than others.
Yeah,
better
exactly.
than others. I know what. They could have used them Sunday.
Anybody Sunday. I mean, it could use anybody Sunday for that offense.
But that's all
it would. Hey, but Eric got Jayden doing work, so Jayden did his job running the football. So it is what it is. But Lake, before I let you go, man, how can folks catch you on social media? How can they catch your
Lake
content?
got a lot going on.
Everywhere,
everywhere, Lake.
You know what I'm saying? You everywhere, bro. I seen you everywhere. I seen you everywhere.
Man, I know I need some sleep. I haven't slept since I got back from Tampa. So, yeah, you can find me on social media. I'm trying to remember what my social media is. You can find me on social media at Lake Lewis Jr. Literally Lake Lewis Jr. on all platforms. You can find me on sportsjourney.com. You can find me on ABC7. I'll be doing post-game thing with Natalie Spa on Sunday after the game, hopefully with a W. And then my show, my newly named podcast is the Lake Lewis Jr. Show, and it launches Friday of this week. Man. Really excited about the guests who are coming on, and we'll have a theme where each week I bring on someone from the opposing team, a well-respected player or media member with them. Awesome. So I got a really good guest coming on, a couple of them. So make sure you check that out on Friday.
All right, well, Lake, man, thanks for being on, man. This has been dope, man. Appreciate you, my man.
All right, fellas. I appreciate it.
All right, man. You take it easy, bro.
All right, fam. Y'all take care.
Take care. Oh, man. Lake, man. Awesome, man. Awesome. Good stuff. All right, man. We got to do our picks real quick, right? So we're going to do it real quick.
Let's knock this thing out.
Let's knock this out. Let's see.
That's kind of my fault. We went left today. It was a Terry hour.
It's all good, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got us doing Terry stuff. It's all good. I could talk about Terry all day.
And I do like Terry, by the way, yo.
I couldn't tell. Anyway. All right, man. Let's get to our picks. As you all can see, we have them out here week 2 of the NFL season. So I'm gonna start with Ray. Bills, Dolphins. Who you got?
I got the Dolphins, baby.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins as well. Raiders versus Ravens. Who do you have?
I got the Ravens.
All right. Browns. I choose mine. I'll get the Ravens as well. Browns versus Jaguars.
I got. Let's see. I'm looking. Hey, shout out to Hakun Wong. I'm looking at my.
You already did yours?
Huh?
You already did yours?
Yeah, I did do mine because. He sent that reminder already.
Man, he's like the boogeyman, dog.
And you know what? What? I don't see that game. You pick yours.
What, the Browns versus Jaguars?
Yeah, I don't see that on my list yet. Hold on, my bad. Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull up myself. Hold on.
Yeah, because I already picked my games, but for some reason that was not. You know how you screenshot it.
Yeah.
And you send it to him.
Hold on,
bro.
it should be there. It's on mine. Hold on, you got me doubting myself.
No. I'm not saying. I can't find on my list yet. That's all. I'm not saying it's wrong.
It could be. It could be on your. It could be not. I may have had the wrong. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure.
No, it's there. Okay, I got Cleveland.
All right, cool. All right.
It's just it's in a different order, so it's hard for me to find.
Okay, got you. You said you got who?
I got Cleveland.
I got Cleveland. Oh darn, this is tough. Give me the Jaguars.
It's all good, bro.
Deshaun is done. Yeah. Hey, Ray, this for you.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm not going there right now.
Hey, I got the Jags. Jets versus Titans. I am going to go with the Jets.
I got the Jets as well on that one.
Niners versus Vikings. I got the Niners.
I got the Vikings in upset.
Okay, cool. That's dope. Chargers versus Panthers. Give me the Chargers, man.
Yeah, Chargers all day, of course. Why would we pick anybody else?
Yeah, no. Seahawks versus Patriots. You know what? Give me the Patriots.
I got New England as well. I got New England as well.
Yeah. Mike said he got the Bills, Ravens, Jags, Titans, Niners, Chargers, Seahawks, Saints. We'll go with
the Titans. I like
the Titans though. I mean, he played.
I do like the Titans. They gave that one
I like
away.
it. Yeah,
Will
I like it. They did give it away.
Bad interception at the end.
Yeah, they gave it away.
I like Will Levis. I told you that last week.
I like Ray. We talk about that. I like Levis as well.
Yeah.
Saints, Cowboys. I'm gonna go with the Saints. Where you going? The Cowboys?
I believe I got Dallas. Yes, sir. I picked Dallas. We won too.
All right, let's go on the flip side. The Giants, Commanders. I picked the Command.
I got the Giants just based on recent history because that's what Wole did with Terry. We based on recent history. Not what's happened so far.
That's fair. It's all good. You got the Giants.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, Buccaneers versus the Lions. Give me the shoot. If you get the Giants win, I'm definitely getting Travis Hunter. I don't care what anybody tells me. Buccaneers versus Lions.
I got Detroit. I got Detroit at home.
Yeah, give me the you know what? Give me the upset. Give me the Bucks.
Okay.
Colts versus the Packers.
I got the Colts with no quarterback. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Give me the Colts. Packers don't have no quarterback.
Yeah.
Rams versus Cardinals.
I got the. Let's see. I got the Cardinals in that one.
I got the Cardinals as well. And I know Mike had his. I see Mike's picks. Mike, so I'm gonna put your.
Mike, stop picking the Commanders, bro. They're not ready yet.
I mean, it's the Giants. I ain't mad at him picking against the Giants. The Bucks. I blame Paul for the Bucks pick for me. I wouldn't have picked. I thoroughly thought they were going to lose.
The only one in our pick of league that picked Washington. That was
for me.
Yeah,
because I was
not even George picked Washington.
Yeah, because I was listening to Paul's hype. Because Paul had me hype a little, but I ain't gonna hold you. The only one, man. Like Paul. Yeah, I'm blaming you. I
know Paul keep coming to me about Penix. You better worry about your squad first, man.
You said we did the Rams. All right, Steelers, Broncos.
I picked the Steelers. I picked against my squads. I knew what was up.
Steelers, Broncos.
Oh no, I got the Steelers, bro. That defense is too real right now.
Yeah, I got the Steelers too. Bengals, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Bengals. Burrow always beat Mahomes, but is Higgins going to play? If he's not, I'm definitely picking the Chiefs.
Burrowhead.
Give me the Chiefs, man. I'll take the Chiefs.
Right.
Bears versus Texans.
Man, I got the.
I'm picking the upset. I'm picking the upset.
I got Chicago.
Me too. I got the upset. I'm taking the Bears. Upset.
I got the Bears as well.
Falcons versus Eagles.
I got Atlanta with the upset.
I got the Eagles.
It's not a homer pick. I picked Pittsburgh week 1.
It's okay. It's okay, bro.
I feel like all the expectations went like out the window, which they should have. There should have been never huge expectations for Kirk Cousins. Like around here, we know who Kirk Cousins is. You know what I'm saying? We do. I don't even listen. That's a whole nother subject. But I'm going to Atlanta because Atlanta's D is much improved this season.
Pause.
And Jalen Hurts didn't prove anything to anyone, including yourself. So until he does, I'm gonna go with my guys defensively to pull one out in Philly.
Got you. This is Mike. Commanders, Lions, Packers, Rams, Steelers, Chiefs, Texans, and Eagles. Yeah, his is solid. This is solid. This is about the Packers over the Colts. You know they got Willis. Hey, Mike, you want to take the Packers one back? I ain't gonna hold you. Willis is the quarterback.
Yeah, why you got the Packers, Mike? What's going on?
He's down purpose? Man? Did you he's not playing? Is he playing?
Who?
He ain't playing.
Who? Jordan Love? He out for weeks. Bro.
He out. Yeah, he out. I was about to say.
Jordan Love is out
I didn't fall in the Washington trap week 1. I fell in plenty of other traps instead.
I had fun. This is the most fun I had picking games in quite a while.
Nah, he said, nah, this is upset. All right, I feel you.
Oh, okay, Mike. All right, Mike.
That's how you feel?
That heat is getting to you. I see. Finally,
Mike, yeah, you in Florida, yeah,
in
he
Orlando.
definitely get to you. Because I am not, I wouldn't, come on, bro.
Go to Purple Ocean, get you a side bowl, man. Cool yourself off, bro. It's not happening.
Bills, oh, get the Bills winning? Jeremy got the Bills winning?
That's not a bad pick.
That's not bad.
The Bills can beat the Dolphins, I believe. But I just picked the Dolphins because, you know, I like Tua and I like Jayden Waddle. Jayden Waddle's that dude to me.
You like what? Jayden Waddle? Jayden Waddle's like that.
Yes, sir.
I don't think the Bills have enough weapons to be. I don't think they have enough weapons at this particular point in time. That's but yeah, hey, this has been dope, man. Appreciate all y'all in the chat. A bunch of y'all, man. It's been
we had some new listeners tonight. Please subscribe if you're still on. Yeah. And check us out next week as well. We on every week. It's gonna be interesting depending on what happens, man. I'm telling you, Commanders Laws, this is gonna be a crazy week around here, bro. But Wole's all about Travis Hunter. I'm cool with that.
I'm all about Travis
Hunter.
He's that
real. But
he's real.
You gotta get this division game.
He's a man, dog. And also, again, check out. I want to make sure we just did our picks. Again, check out our weekly NFL picks on the Football Garbage Time website. Just go to www.footballgarbagetime.com. Again, it is part of the Urban Sports Scene versus Football Garbage Time Pick'em Challenge. Like Ray mentioned, if you're new to the YouTube scene and you haven't you haven't visited our channel before, just hit that red subscribe button. Also, like this video. If you're, our podcast is also audio. So subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. To follow us, give us the follows on our social media accounts, which is X at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene. And you can also like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. We're also on TikTok. So just search out Urban Sports Scene. It's at Urban Sports Scene. So search us out. We're on TikTok as well. Anyway, man, it's been cool. It's been dope doing this show. Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, Jeremy, appreciate you, homie.
Yeah.
Love y'all show, man. Appreciate you, Jeremy.
Michael
man. Real talk,
Jeremy.
Man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, you too, Mike, man. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you.
For sure.
Anyway, man, appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Y'all make this show. Let me take this off because I feel like I have this brand thing on. Hold on. Let me take this thing off real quick. This overlay. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all dope. Y'all make this show fun. Ray and I definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all make it interactive. When we didn't go on video, this has been it. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing audio stuff, but getting the opportunity to kind of chop it up with y'all, seeing y'all comments, y'all have made the show 10 times fun. So, y'all really make the show. The show cool, but y'all really make the show. You know what I'm saying? What Paul said?
Paul with the Kool-Aid.
Forbes still playing. Oh, yeah, it's your fault, man. Stop. You making me. That's why I'm not listening to you anymore when it comes to Sicing this team. Because you kind of had me hyped. You think we're gonna go to the playoffs?
I'm at the Cheesecake Factory, Paul. Pull up Saturday.
Hey, chill. Anyway, y'all been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You did. Deuces. Hey, folks, we are out.
Peace.